Ah, good evening.
A very good evening.
We won. Ollie's gone. Carrick's in charge. We are now through to the knockout stage of the Champions League. Ah, the relief. Good evening. OMONDI. Welcome back, Talk. And Big Mac Rebel. We're through, lad. We're through. We're through. OMONDI. Talk to me. It was a 2-0. Not quite the 1-0 that you always hope for, but the floor is yours.
Oh, thank you very much. Greetings, Rebel. Greetings, Talk MU, and greetings, Mr. B. Yeah, we're all happy about this. It's a great result. I think we played well in the first half, Rebel. I thought we played well in the second half as well. Managed the game, saw it out, got the goal, which was a bit of a nice press by Fred, and obviously Ronaldo finishes dinner. Well, that's what he does, and I'm really delighted. I think it's given us a little lift around the place. Here, all of us here at the Man United Agenda. We've been a bit somber of late, what's been going on around the club, and to see a result like this and get through, the result also means we qualify, as you said, Mr. B. I'm absolutely delighted. So I'd love to hear what everyone else has to say about the game. Details about the game, we can go in a bit later, but just overall, really, really chuffed with the team.
Rebel?
Yeah, I'm going to disagree slightly with OMONDI in terms of the first half, but let's just call a spade here. What a great result for us. What a way to pretty much cement our future for whatever manager comes in and takes hold of that squad. He's looking at last 16. He sees the opportunity to bring us forward into a Champions League possible final if we play our cards right and get our house in order. But just a quick run at the stats. I'm going to bore you with the stats. Shots for United 11, Villarreal 13. Shots on target for United 6. Villarreal 3. So we had 50% shots on target almost. They had 25%-ish. Possession, by the end of it, nearly worked out 50-50. Passes, again, they were very similar towards the end, even though at the start, in the first half, they had outpassed us by about 3-1. We finished 495 to 477. United's pass accuracy was 87%, which was great. 5 fouls to their 9, 1 yellow card apiece. But what matters is that big scoreline up top. 0-2. Viva Ronaldo.
Talk.
Yes. I'm beaming, bro. Let me tell you. Listen, I'm going to also have to slightly disagree with Monday about the first half because I just think, okay, they didn't score, but I mean, it wasn't the best really, and it's nowhere near the standards that we should be playing. If we're going to be taking games to Europe, I'm trying to win a game. I'm on. We can't play like that, bro. We can't. No way. It's just not good enough. Not by any stretch. And let me tell you, the difference in the last, what was it like, the last 25 minutes or so, around about 20-25 minutes, we started to really have a little bit more energy and a little bit more movement, and then that was the killer for them. They couldn't deal with it. They just couldn't. And so I'm absolutely over the moon. Scott McTominay's pass in the lead up to the second goal was absolutely sensational. Beautifully measured. He absolutely caressed it. He might as well have got down, kissed the ball, tickled it, had a little whisper in its ear, and then sent it on its way. It was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful little pass. But again, there were times in the game where it was just, you've got to pull your hair out and ask why. But overall, in the last I'll just say the second half was much more positive than the first. So I'm really pleased. Really pleased.
Alhamdulillah, I'll sit here and I'll say I just wanted us to go through. I didn't care. I didn't want it to go to the last game. I didn't want that whole pressure.
Sorry. Bath time's just slapping a couple of our panelists about.
I said it. Monday. I said it. I was so happy when you look on the screen and you see a back four in a line. You see a four-man midfield. I mean, the first half they had Fred playing on the left. Fair enough. But it was 4-4-2 for the first 20 minutes, and then he changed it. So the fact that they changed something that they spoke about, obviously, he's not just going to say to them, you go out and play this formation, and then and then all of it randomly. So this is something that they've spoken about. These are things that I was saying yesterday. I just want to see a difference. Today, I think we were more composed on the ball, especially in the second half. And that last 25 minutes, if we can play like that from the start of a game, we'll do more. But I think it probably had to do with energy. Bruno came on. He had the energy to do the closing down running. Maybe they were a little bit tighter as well. But moving forward, that last 20 minutes is what I want to see from the get-go, regardless of who we have as a manager. Yeah. But we're through.
I suppose what you're saying there about Bruno, though, and this is the key. Under Ollie, we've seen him run out of pace, run out of energy towards the end of the season because we were using him for every single game, whether he needed to be on the pitch towards the end of it or not, he was still out there and he was getting burnt out. If you keep a fresh Bruno, I think we might get to see more of this kind of effect from him because there's ample players to give him that break. Fred played on the left, Martial, Ronaldo, brilliant, fair enough. I suppose just kind of come at what OMONDI was saying in the first half. Yes, we didn't concede, but I suppose things that the next manager or caretaker manager, whatever way it's going to go in the next couple of days, are going to have to work on is if we're going to play a press, we're going to have to be more assured. Because we had players, Danny moved into a press at one point, and Scott wasn't moving in behind him. There was no cohesive thinking in regards to the way the press was operating. When we were getting ran at, I felt there was kind of a rabbit in the headlights moment in terms of they were panicking when we were getting ran at. It got very nervy. We were finding it hard to play out from the back. We played a lot of long ball. But I suppose, again, I'm nitpicking at the first half because obviously we're not going to reinvent everything in one game. Let's call a spade here. There was going to be stuff that was going to go wrong. There's a lot to improve at the back. There's a lot to improve in our midfield and in the way that we set ourselves up. But I think the key to what Mr. B said regarding Bruno is rotation, squad management.
Talking about the squad management there, I mean, Tellez, there was a comment about Tellez on here saying he was shaky defensively. I think Tellez is an attacking player. So maybe fullback's probably not the position for him in regards to him being more defensively minded. I like the fact that he wants to go forward. I like the fact that when he gets there, he just wants to deliver it. But I don't think he takes care of the cross. I think he just crosses it for the sake of crossing it because he's in that position. A lot of the time, you see, like, all right, I look at what's his name, Trent. He caresses the ball into the box, into an area. I just think Tellez was just whacking it for the sake of whack. I've done my job. I've got there. I've crossed the ball. A lot of the time, there was nobody in the box when he was crossing. Then again, play with your head up. Wan-Bissaka today, again, got forward a little bit more. But these are things I want to see more. I was just happy with the shape. Today, more than anything else, I was just happy looking on the screen and seeing a 4. You know, they all tried to... I mean, even Maguire today, he didn't do anything out of the ordinary. He just did his job. all of the players today just did their job, and that's all you can ask from them to do. I mean, on the stream, I was saying that Ronaldo's not getting the ball, and it was it you talk that said leave him. He's better up top. I'll take it back. I'll shut my mouth. He doesn't need to touch the ball. Let the midfield do all of the work for him. And today, to a certain extent, I think the team worked hard. The team worked hard and they were disciplined. And it looked to me like they listened to the instruction. OMONDI, let's go a little bit deeper now. I know I want to see what you say with the eye test. Was there a difference? Was there a difference today?
Granted, now here's the difference for me. I was at work. I've just rushed home from work. I've watched the majority of the game on my phone while I'm working and everything else. So it's a lot. I can't really give a full assessment, but the positives I will say with today, like you just said, it's about having a good shape, keeping things simple. We've been getting exposed, clean sheet. We've been getting exposed a lot from teams breaking on us a lot recently. So being sort of compact and think it helps out and have the numbers there. And they come play through us. And I didn't really think they created that many chances, where clear-cut chances. Obviously, De Gea apparently made a few good saves. And I saw a comment there saying that I was endorsing Dean Henson. I still do. The reason I said that is because I think it gives you a bit more communication. And when we've had being open so much recently, I think that's something to do with the goalkeeper as well. I think the goalkeeper has to take some more responsibility in organising the defence as well, giving that extra man there. So that was my reason for saying that. I'm really encouraged by Sancho today. I thought he had a really good game. He's got an assist the other day. Now he scored a goal as well. That's a really positive. And another positive for me is Donny van de Beek. I think he's what he does with the ball. I always say he's an off the ball player, but what he does with the ball is very simple. It's no frills. Play the way he's facing. Pop it off. He's already seen ball comes into feet. He's already knows what's about. Pop it, pop 1-2 touch. This kind of thing is so effective in opening up teams. And he's going to, if he continues to play, whether in a 6, 8, or a 10, he's going to be a huge benefit to the team. I mean, when you look at Villarreal, this is the first time we've ever beaten them. So going back to the first half, I was over-impressed. I was thinking, wow, this is really good play here by Man United. Because we set up consistent, considering that we've been so vulnerable lately. The players were on board and switched on about what they had to do and keeping that compactness and shape and stopping them from breaking us down. And I thought I was really encouraged by that. And then I was thinking, oh my God, maybe we'll get this 1-0 result that I wanted to see for a long time. So overall, I'm not going to hog anything else, but overall, 2 players, Sancho and Donny van de Beek, really impressed me today. Going back to Tellez as well, I think Tellez, all right, we all were quick to say, oh, that's a defensive mistake. Yeah, there's a couple of times out of position and everything else, but he's not playing consistently. He's got to get used to playing and getting that confidence. And I think he's a 6-foot+ guy. He's big and strong. If you just stick with him, he will be a great benefit again to our team. And with the deliveries, Mr. B, I do think he gives you so much. You say about Trent thing. Even if you're playing into that corridor of uncertainty, which he seems to do, he's got a lovely whip on him. I think if he continues to do that and play, and then start to build patterns of play, so players know to make that run when he's got the ball, he's going to get it out of his feet and whip it in. This is something that we should be encouraged to do. So these are just 3 things that I'm really, really happy about.
Talk.
Yeah, I mean, look, the first half, I know what OMONDI's saying about what, with the eye test and everything else about how we performed in the first half. But for me, it's okay having a good disciplined shape and everything else, but then when we're in possession of the ball to try and get it out, our inability to work that midfield is worrying, because if Villarreal were a little bit better, if they had some more better players, dangerous players, clever players, we could have been in all kinds of trouble with that midfield today, because it was, to be fair, we were a bit all over the shop with it. But I understand what you're saying about the keeping it sort of solid and everything else, because of course we have to do that, especially when you're out in Europe. That's part and parcel of going to play European games. But for me now, if this is a case of, right, okay, Michael and whoever else has been saying to them in these couple of days or whatever, right, we've got to focus on keeping the shape and keeping this team quiet. That's one thing. And obviously you can't expect everything to happen overnight. But now if you can move on from that in training to being able to work ways out of the midfield and keeping the ball controlled in the midfield, right, and getting it out then and working ways of patterns, as we say, patterns of play out if you're going to go left or right, or having a runner, as in Cristiano Ronaldo, then I think we're going to be exceptionally dangerous. And we're talking about, standing manager here who's been dealing with the coaching side of things. So for me, the difference in over a day, they say don't know what a difference a day makes. This is absolutely, you can't even.
Frightening.
It is. It's immeasurable. And again, we're saying about Donny. Donny's an very intelligent player. Scott McTominay, first half, especially the first half, I just think he was he has that bit of a habit of where he kind of gets in the wrong spaces. He'll get into spaces in between two opposing players, which is then limiting where he can receive the ball from or where he can put the ball to if he receives it. And inevitably, he ends up dropping in front of the two attacking players, which means he's going more of a defensive. Whoa, what's that?
What is that?
What's that?
What's that?
Whoa.
Oh, it's bloody you, Rebel, causing headache again.
He seems he'll drop into a more sort of negative space, as in if you're more closer you are to your own goal, that I call it negative space, whereas in going forward, you're attacking, it's positive. So that can be a bit of a problem with Scott McTominay. But in the second half, from a majority of the second half, he was much improved. The whole team was an improvement. When we started to sort of be a little bit more energetic, they couldn't deal with that, and it was a problem for them. And I'm just over the moon. I really am. I'm so pleased with the improvement. And also, let's not forget the changes that he made, because whilst we were doing the watch along, Mr. B, we were saying we'd like to see Bruno come on for maybe Scott McTominay.
He did.
And also Rashford or Martial.
He listened to us.
Yeah.
He brought on Bruno for Donny.
Yeah, I know. And that's where we was like, I was like, well, wait a minute, Donny. Let's try Donny. But you know what? Michael had faith in McTominay to, I don't know, improve or just, I don't know what his faith in him was, to be honest. But anyway, it worked out in the end. Like I say, that ball that he played in for that second goal if you go back and watch it, the way he caressed it, beautiful.
Yeah, but he did fuck all the rest of the game.
No, I get that, Mr. B. I know, and this is the frustration with Scotty Mac, because we've had the conversation time and time again, and I've asked the question: is it possible for the new manager to come in with new coaching setups and blah 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 to get a little bit more out of Scott McTominay? People are saying no, we don't think so because he's too old, maybe. And I'm like, well, I don't know, maybe not, because you see aspects of his game where you think, no, that's what I'm talking about. Excuse me, Scotty Mac. If you can do that more often, it's brilliant. But again, it's too inconsistent. But again, we've got a victory, so we can't be too overboard on giving criticism to any of the players here in this moment, because we've just lost Ole. We've got Michael stepping up. He was a bag of nerves. I'm sure the players were somewhat nervous. But like I said in the preview, not the preview, wherever it was, 2-0 to United, because they're so full of emotion because of what's happened and what's been happening over the past few months. This is their moment now to turn everything around, and they did so. So I'm really, really pleased. Over the moon.
Couple of shout outs, couple of new guys. Nick Worrell, welcome, and Ice Cold Moe.
Yeah,
big up to you, gents. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for the yeah. I don't drink champagne, I only drink brown liquor, but each their own, I suppose.
Omondi's the champagne man.
Are you on Monday?
I like Prosecco. Prosecco is really nice with
That's not champagne.
It's a poor man. It's a poor man champagne.
Yeah.
So moving forward, lads, can you see? When's the group stage? February.
We have the last game on the 8th of December, I believe. It's that week is our last game, so there's a bit of a gap. And then we're looking at next year then for the knockout stages.
Yeah.
Okay, so between now and the knockout stage, what do you think we need to improve on overall, holistically, not just specifically for a game, but the whole situation that the club's in? I'm going to put that to you, Rebel.
Well, I suppose just kind of track one small indiscretion. We actually beat Villarreal twice this year. We beat them at Old Trafford 2-1, remember, a certain Cristiano scored a goal late for us in the 95th minute. But look, United, if you said to us after we lost the Young Boys that we'd be sitting on 10 points and pretty much playing Young Boys to top the group and actually get a favourable last 16 game at the start of the season, I'd have said, where do I sign? But in terms of improvements, I'd like to see us be a bit more assured at the back. That's something that's going to have to come over a number of weeks in training. Like, if, with, say, a Pochettino or whoever it is that comes in, they're going to have to sit down with their guys and they're going to have to imprint their game plan on the way that they want to see us operate. And I suppose what I'd like to see is an understanding of how we play that game plan. That's going to come with time. Like, Telles did get caught in a few balls over the top. If he's playing week in, week out, that will obviously improve. Maguire, again, wasn't fantastic, but didn't do anything wrong today. Let's call a spade a spade. I'd like to see our fitness improving because we obviously have an issue with players because we're missing Varane, we're missing Shaw. There's a long list of players that shortly after coming back from injury have re-injured. Whether that is to do with just being unfortunate or whether it's to do with bad calls in terms of bringing them back onto the pitch, that is something that we need to look at as a team and get that right. Because if you're risking your players and getting them to play when they are not ready to come back, you're going to be spiting yourself in the longer run at the end of the season when you do need to call on these players. But overall, I'd like to see us get our structure right, get our system right, and have all our players understanding and buying into that. And if you're potentially playing...
Rebel. You got to agree though that it's also the defensive issues. Yeah, they're there. But if you look at the players individually in our defensive setup, on paper they're good players. But for me, it's that midfield breakdown. That's where we're having a lot of our problems, is the midfield breakdown. Because when it breaks down like it does in our midfield, and then you have the defenders having to then go into panic mode, because that's a real problem. And I totally agree with what you're saying. There's no two ways about it. But I just wanted to add in the fact that we do also need to get that midfield ticking. If we can make the midfield tick and step up the tempo when we need to step up the tempo in the midfield, then I think we are in a much better position to actually go on this season and actually maybe we could get into the top 4 this season, depending on who it is who takes us forward. If we can get those areas in the midfield and, like you say, the issues in defence nailed, we are on to a winner.
OMONDI.
Yeah, so I just made a few notes. So you're asking what improvements we want to see before now and the next knockout stages of the Champions League. So my first thing I wrote down was a Kesse, like AC Milan, Kesse strike type midfielder, someone who can help us with, because I know a lot of complaints about the way we build up the ball from the back. I don't see McTominay or Fred having the ability to really help us in that respect. And so I think someone like Kesse, I'm not saying Kesse is the guy, but someone like him. We've got a guy called Matic who plays for Man United. I think it should be sort of key. He's really key to that as well. I think he's so composed on the ball and can play that, help out in that sort of thing. But some people don't think he can play 3 games a week. Sorry, you're right, Mr. B.
No, sorry. I was just replying to Noah saying, sorry, no. So just letting Noah know that this is the other stream that we mentioned on the stream before. Sorry, my misunderstanding. The second thing was about shape. As we witnessed today, shape's one of the most important things. It's a quick tweaking of that. We're not so open. I think I want to see Dalot play a lot more. And this comes on to the other thing. Dalot, you might say, Dalot's not good enough, but you don't know until you play these guys consistently. I think he could offer us so much more going forward and get teams on the back foot. At the moment, Wan-Bissaka is a good player, just a good player, but he's not outstanding going forward. His ability on the ball, he always looks a bit shaky. Gave the ball away a couple of times today. Dalot will give us something more. He will stretch the play. And when we played it, as we do a lot on the left, that one ball out to the right, Dalot will be hugging the touchline and he can give you so much more going forward. He does step overs. He can drive into the box. He can do more link up play with Sancho, whoever's out there, and give us a lot more ability going forward. Squad rotation as well. I want to see a bit more squad rotation. Didn't really see that under Ollie. I think we should be encouraged now to play Dean Henson. Sorry, let me finish, please. I've got a couple more points. Dean Henson, for example.
He plays. Dean Henderson should be playing. Last year, one was playing the cup, one was playing the Prem. So start getting Dean Henderson involved because that will get morale up, and that moves on to team building. I know it sounds like ridiculous because they might say in the office, we go to a team building thing, but it means a lot. I think after what we've been through, we've got to find that team building and fight now. And now players have to speak like we do in the Man United agenda. I don't know if you know people in the comments, but we talk all the time. We always critique ourselves, and we try to encourage each other all this time. We're like, I call that team building to keep us strong and to keep us all on the same page. So whether it's like, I don't know, going out, doing some event together or something like that, keep the team building and get some leaders out there and get everyone together. Do that little thing where United or something like that. Little huddle before the game or that kind of thing. And finally, it's all about the shape, compact. Let's not get wild ideas about where this free-flowing attacking team anymore. Someone said in the comments, why do I favour 5-3-2? Under Ollie, I thought we should have just reverted to that until we sort out the issues of this lack of confidence and conceding goals. Whether it's 5-3-2, whether it's 4-4-2, like Mr. B said today, keeping the thing compact so we don't concede first and build confidence from there and going forward because we've got such talented players.
I just wanted to, all I wanted to say.
One sec, talk. I stand corrected. There is another show after this one.
Yes.
Sorry, talk.
9 o'clock.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to. All I wanted to add was to it. On Monday was that when we were talking about the Dalot arrangement and with Wan-Bissaka. The key to that also, as I'm sure you'll agree, is for the manager, whoever it be, to identify the opponents, who's going to be best against which opponent. That's where, because I don't think we quite got that right, did we? We never got that right because obviously there wasn't that much rotation in terms of left back and right back. We would always play the same two against every opponent, which was, you're like, well, wait a minute, you've got to identify the strengths and the weaknesses here and then apply them accordingly to whoever it is you're coming up against. So let's just hope. I agree with you. I want to see Dalot, getting his opportunity against specific types of teams who each going to be, they're not really going to put that much of a threat down that side of the pitch, for example. You go, yeah, sorry, Wan-Bissaka, but no, Dalot, this is a game for Dalot because they're not going to threaten us there, but we can threaten them. You know what I'm saying? So, and on the other side as well with Shaw and Tellers, this kind of, you balance it up depending on, like I say, which your opponents that you're coming up against. And your better managers, the real top managers, unless you got say Trent Alexander-Arnold, who seems to be on fire at the moment. And he is a great player, let's be fair. But that's all I wanted to say, you just have to be a bit of a balance there. But I do agree with what you said.
Just coming in on the two players that were mentioned, Kessie and Dalot. Kessie is out of his contract in the summer, so he would actually be a reasonable price in January if it was someone that the new manager felt could actually do a job for him. And my understanding, based on the rumours going around, is that Dalot's after join Jose in Roma, but that's unconfirmed, but that's only speculation at this point.
Actually, on that point there, sorry, quickly, Rebel. Again, we're talking about, when we're talking about the managers coming in and them looking in through the window, this is one of the problems we've got, is there's a lot of players who are, making noises that they're unhappy. I want to go here, I want to go there, and blah, blah, blah. That's another thing that needs to be cleared up by another manager coming in. And we may find ourselves in a position where whoever it is that does come in, players then starting to change their tune. Like, oh, actually, no, I want to be part of this now. I want to fight for my opportunity to play amongst, under this manager in this team. So if we do make the right appointment, it could be a double whammy because, like I say, these players who are making noises may well change their tune.
True. And I suppose just one other point I wanted to add. I happened to watch the Under-19 Champions League match during my lunch break earlier on between United and Villarreal. And a player that I thought was absolutely sleeky was Elanga. The way he took on defenders, he terrorised that Villarreal Under-19 team. And something that will actually be very, very much a problem for the next manager is those left and right positions, because we do have a number of suitors for those positions. And in terms of squad depth, a decision is probably going to have to be made on some of them in order to beef up other areas. But Elanga looked fantastic.
Just to add, I was excited in the car, I was singing and all that. When I got here, and I thought, let me calm down. And I just want to I want to pay respect to everyone in the comments as well, because we can't get overexcited and everyone's just keeping it cool head. All the comments I'm reading here on the side, everyone's still got a cool head, and we're not getting overexcited or jumping the gun too soon here. So yeah, big up all you guys in the comments, man. I like what you're saying.
Yeah,
Matt,
well said.
So a couple Football United TV. Anybody want to tell him what the delay was about?
Yeah, the VAR mic was not being hooked up to the ref's ear. He couldn't hear anything from VAR, and his assistants weren't being able to communicate with him. So it was to do with getting the mic system working.
Amonde, this is a question for you.
I can answer it. Amonde.
I'll answer it. Yeah. So I've got 2 dogs basically, and because I've just come in from work, I usually walk them. I walk them to. That's what they're expecting. So they're looking at me and saying, "What the hell's going on here? Why are you looking at me?" So they're a bit overexcited at the moment. I just have to let them. I don't want them to start barking and all that. I usually walk them. I've just come straight in the door and jumped straight onto the show. But yeah, thanks for that. And sorry, and also thanks for the tip. I want to say, I think it's Saragon. Thanks for the tip about Carver. Yeah, I'm going to go and order some Carver now. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. You can get a lovely Carver from Lidl on Monday. You'll be up. You'll be top draw, mate.
This is top tips.
On Monday, you won't be playing football on Sunday with all of that Carver in the system from Saturday night. You know what I mean? Oh my!
We got some drinking football connoisseurs and drinking connoisseurs on here as well.
Oh God! Okay, look. Moving forward, I know you lot have got a show coming up, so we're not going to talk about what you lot are going to talk about. I'm going to leave you to explain. Just let them what's coming up in the next half hour or so, and then we'll just carry on with this and cut this off.
I suppose I'll take it away. What's coming up is we're going to be dealing with all the latest speculation in terms of the next Man United manager, what the proposed backup to that position is, and I suppose any other news that relates to United as the papers are concerned will be covered.
Amonde, anything else to add to that?
Yeah, I just think it's great discussion. I'm sure everyone at home and watching along have had these discussions, and you go to work. And I had a guy at work today who's telling me, Liverpool, he's a Liverpool supporter, he's talking to me about certain things. He's telling me what I should do. It's like a lot of Liverpool supporters are like now giving you advice, like they're above you, like they're your parent or something. And I'm thinking, you only just won 1 league, man. Where you come from, you know? But he suggested Pochettino as well. He said he's a good coach. And we're just going through the pros and cons for Pochettino. Because the main thing is he hasn't really won anything big, has he? So I want to look, we want to go into a bit more depth about that. And I hope you guys join us later.
Look, we won. Most importantly, we're through to the next round. Again, most importantly, but I'm gonna say as a fan now, I was upset that Ollie's gone, but I know if Ollie played the game today, we would not have got this result, and that is my biggest belief. Love him to death. He will always have a place, but I know for a fact the team wouldn't have played like that today, even if he had picked the same players. I don't see that they would have played like that. So he's in a good place. He's in a good place. The club is in a good place. Definitely now. I just hope that that moving forward we start getting decisions right. You're shaking your head, Rebel. I don't know if you're shaking your head at me.
I'm nodding.
Oh, you're nodding. Okay, yeah. I think we just need to sort shit out. I'm sick of. We've got Chelsea weekend. I'm not sure our team is ready for Chelsea, to be honest. But
I'm not. Do you know what, Mr. B? Mr. B, you know what? I'm gonna say, just simply because of what I've seen, what Monday was talking about in the first half. When you apply that to Chelsea, if we just make some slight adjustments in our midfield play, that type of play in that first half will nullify Chelsea. They'll be stumped. Now, you apply the second half against Chelsea, but combining what we need to do in that midfield, I think we can do Chelsea. I believe that. I really do believe that. So, for me, I'm not too worried about Chelsea, if I'm honest with you. I'm really not. I think we're going to beat Chelsea.
Oh my God! Well, you're on the watch along, so you'll be the one getting all the abuse for that. I tell you.
True story.
Well, just come back to this. Clip it. Somebody clip it, and we'll come back to it.
Don't worry. We'll clip it. We'll clip it. We'll definitely clip it and save it for next week. Look.
Can I come in with a final point before you sum up?
Yes. Yeah.
I just wanted to show the audience I had umpteen notes that I'm nitpicking from the first half, but the most important one that I had at the end.
Viva Ronaldo.
Viva Ronaldo.
Nice. Yeah.
So,
Can I
all these notes. Forget
Can I
them.
make a point as well? Yeah, just about the first goal. Everyone saw that it was like a little press and thing, and put pressure on. I think it was Fred put pressure on the player when they were trying to play out from the back, and Ronaldo just turned. He had the vision and the awareness to score the goal. You know, what do you guys think about Ronaldo? Because there's been a lot of criticism. Even the guy at work was saying to me, "Oh, he doesn't do this," and I just think he's just repeating things that he hears panelists say, or someone might have said on Match of the Day, or the word going around. Because everyone talks about our club, but and he was saying there's less. You shouldn't have. He said to me, "You shouldn't have bought Ronaldo." I said, "Why?" Okay, and the thing is, I said, "Can you explain?" I didn't argue. I said, "Okay, yeah, can you explain why?" He's playing with his pen, you know, was fiddling his thumbs. And I realised he doesn't really know why. He can't explain himself why. So I'm putting it out there now. I think Ronaldo was a good signing. I know there's never been a question mark from me. We have to adapt to. We've got one of the best players in our club now. We have to adapt to feed him. We've seen what he can do when he's in those positions. So whether it's for 1 season or 2 seasons, I'm happy with Ronaldo being there. I understand it's good to have a discussion about maybe he might not be able to do certain works or might not be able to press, whatever. But it's not just press. We don't just press like that. We have to do things intelligently. And I think as long as we play now, because everyone also saying, "Oh, all you do is play to Ronaldo." Well, he's our striker. He usually scores the goals. So so let's do that. I mean, it's not saying long balls or anything, but I'm encouraged by Ronaldo, and I'm seeing him score vital goals, crucial goals, in the box goals, and I think this is a real bonus for us. And he hasn't really dropped his level. He was doing it at Juve last year. He could be top goal scorer in the Premiership this year. But if he continues to play under a good system that provides him with the ball.
Amonde, all you got to say when some people ask about like questions like that, it's just simple, isn't it? It's look, like you just said, it's the striker. So you either play him on the shoulder or you play him in a 2. Right? But either way is effective. You do not have Cristiano Ronaldo. You do not want him getting too deep simply because of his age. So, I agree with what you just said. You know, he is a great signing for the club, and he's going to prove that right now from this moment going forward.
Was there any doubt though from you guys? Was there ever any doubt? Like a few games ago, was anyone ever doubting or did you hear the whispers saying how you should have signed him? Have you heard all this stuff?
That's the difference, because the people who've played the game or understand the game, you know what Cristiano Ronaldo's meant is there, what his role is, what he's supposed to be doing. So, you know, the ones who start coming out with all this kind of nonsense, I just can't got time for it, bro. I'm not even bothering. I'm not even going to bother getting into a conversation with you because you're talking out of that hole in your back. Simple as that for me.
Do you know, thinking about Ronaldo, when we signed him in the summer, I was thinking, okay, we're looking at a defensive midfielder coming into the last game of the window. It was a great surprise to get that we're delivering Ronaldo back to our club. And the way I think a manager is going to have to look at this squad is that they're tools in a tool chest. And with Ronaldo, it's going to be about game management as well, similar to Bruno. Play him when you need to play him and have the confidence and assertion to sit him down and say, listen, Ronaldo, I know you want to be out there. I know you're that guy that wants to lead the team, but I need to keep you fresh, and this is how we're going to do it. And it is then going to be incumbent on that manager to work out how to use the rest of these tools that's built around Ronaldo properly to get the best out of both them and Ronaldo.
But the thing there is, what you said, Rebel, is for me, is that if we can sort out them midfield issues, if we make that midfield tick, you play Ronaldo if he's fit. If he's fit, you play him. Because if we get that midfield ticking, we are in business. Because we know Ronaldo is lethal, absolutely lethal. But I understand what you're saying. But because at the moment the midfield is it kind of ticks, then it stops ticking, and you have to wind it up again. You know, it's like a little wind-up toy. It runs out of steam quickly. So once we get these problems in that midfield area sorted out, I think we're in a really great spot. And I see what somebody said about the Chelsea game, but I'm going to just point back to what Omondi says. We'll rewind and listen to what Omondi said about the first half of us. Imagine us like a load of bowling pins in place, Chelsea coming at you. What are they going to do when you're in? You don't let them drag you about. You don't let them take up the spaces you vacate by having you dragging you out. You stay in a good shape. You block them, and then boom. But you've got to have that midfield.
As The Rock would say, don't just sing it, bring it. Play through us. That's the hardest thing for teams to do, you know? Exactly. And then let's see what happens. And I just want to say, look, I'm getting kind of emotional here because I'm getting some really positive comments from Noah, from all the guys, Bath Time, Lou, Man United, Robin as well. All you guys, man, it gets kind of emotional because we do put in a lot of hard work for this. And to get this satisfaction, a little word like that, words are powerful. And what you just saying there, man, really makes it worthwhile for us.
Yeah, big, well said, Omondi. Well said. I couldn't have put it better myself, and it is much appreciated. Everybody who comes in continually. I mean, look at the comments. There's 77 comments, man, in the chat. I mean, that, you know, it's absolutely fantastic. And you guys, this is what the channel's about, is you guys in the comments. So respect to everyone.
Hang on. My sources say he's enjoying a pina colada and a pint of wine with Sam Allardyce in Malaga.
Oh, man. That was class, that Rebel. Really well.
Yeah, you get to drink.
Half time, you see what you done, yeah? You put a smile on 3 faces and a circle, yeah? Trust me. He's laughing behind that screen. Yeah? He's laughing.
It was class, that one.
Oh, wait.
Oh, boy. Look, to summarize, just going to wrap this up. It's been a beautiful day today. Sit back. We can read the papers tomorrow. We can sit down on the internet. We can, all of those things that we hid from because we are sick of taking it's one game, understand. But it's a start. Get Carrick out. I'll tell you what, I'll talk about I won't be on it, but the 2 gentlemen below will be talking about who we might get in the next half an hour or so. So, get a drink, have something to eat.
Prosecco, this is my spot where I should advertise Prosecco and plug it. And you get your dark rum, Mr. B. We should advertise a little.
Yeah, listen,
advert break.
We'll have a social drink together, a virtual drink together at some stage. But look, this is us on the Man United agenda. All of you guys that mentioned, as I said, spoke about how much messages we've got. We appreciate all of them. Sometimes we can't get through them. It's just the way the show goes. We try and notice all the newbies. We do try and get your names out there. Obviously, we've got loads of regulars, too much regulars. But like, subscribe, share. We do this for you. We don't get paid, but this is our payment is you guys in the messages. So again, everything that you do is appreciated. We do see your messages. As I said, we cannot leave all the messages, but we're going to end with this one. Robin, never seen you before. I'm sure.
No, Robin, you mean Robin has been here from time. My Scandinavian friend from Sweden. Oh, Robin, have you heard of Mulder? Have you heard of Mulder, Robin, in Sweden? Yeah.
Oh yeah, that Swedish team. They're good then.
I'm sorry, one more thing. You guys.
Before you carry on.
Yeah, go on.
There's an important bit of business for our subscribers because it hasn't been mentioned yet. And we are ever approaching that wonderful target of 1K subscribers. We will be giving away a signed Bruno Fernandes jersey. So make sure that you have smashed that like, put on that notification bell, and you stay tuned for all things Manchester United here at the United Agenda.
And one more, sorry, Mr. B, I'm dragging this on a bit. One last thing, guys. I just want to put a challenge out to you. I love conversation. I love debate and that kind of thing. After when we close the door on this show, put your comments in the YouTube channel and let's have a discussion in there. You know, if you want to continue this, guys, or you want to say something that that are going to cause a little debate, let's do it. Let's have a little discussion. I might even stir something up and put something about my opinion in the comments once this show's over, and I want to see all you guys come on and let's have it out. Let's have a proper discussion on there. So
also,
yeah, hopefully see you in the comments.
Also, Monday, you can actually get involved in the community chat as well, the community posts. We do put a lot of stuff in the community posts as well. So if you want to, have your say in there as well, because I'm really interested in. Actually, let me just say this. I'm going to put something out in the community post, right? I'm going to put something in the community post. I want to see if everybody agrees with it. That's what I'm going to do. So
that's what good. Yeah, that's right. That's what Ryan's going to do. And what Solo's going to do is stop doing the speak and spell. Remember those speak and spell machines we used to get? That's what he's doing. He's so lazy. Yeah. He's so lazy. Just type in there, man, and stop messing us around with this Villarreal.
Right. Let's just get this right. There was a comment earlier on saying that we got the title wrong. We had a check. The person thought that the score was wrong. We've now checked again, and we've realised that Villarreal is spelt wrong. Half time, it was Boss Man Solo. We will put it out there again. It was Boss Man Solo. With that, we are going to sign out of the show today. See you again in half an hour. We will be back on again tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So you're all welcome to get your MU agenda fixed. We are the Manchester United agenda. We did win today, and guess what? We're through to the next round of the Champions League.